Ready, start. For consideration, fully considered, further considered, further consideration, I have concluded, in conclusion, into consideration, it is considered, it may be considered, little consideration, must be considered, necessary conclusion, necessary consequence, ought to be considered, satisfactory conclusion, shall be considered, shall be taken into consideration, should be considered, some consideration, take into consideration, taken into consideration, that conclusion, unsatisfactory conclusion, we have concluded, were considered, which will be considered, which will be taken into consideration. As a rule, at a loss, in a few days, in a great measure, in such a manner as, for a moment, to a great extent, about the matter, all over the world, all the circumstances, at the present day, at the present time, by the way, for the first time, I will consider the matter, in the first instance, in the first place, in the second place, in the third place, in the last place, in the next place, into the matter, notwithstanding the fact, on the contrary, on the one hand, on the subject, in the circumstances, what is the matter, as a matter of course, as a matter of fact, expression of opinion, in a consequence of, in respect of, on the part of, out of place, short space of time, do you mean to say, expect to receive, face to face, from first to last, having regard to, in reference to which, in relation to, in reply to, in respect to, it appears to me, it appears to have been, it seems to me, ought to have been, ought to have known, regret to say, regret to state, we shall be glad to hear, we shall be glad to know, with reference to which, with regard to, with relation to, with respect to. Stop.